The very first question I asked you on Tuesday was whether there had been any discussion of how to bring DOD into compliance with the injunction. It's now 48 hours later. There's been nothing, to this very minute, there's been nothing yet out of you guys or DOD or DOJ on how to bring them into compliance with the injunction. Meanwhile, as first reported by the New York Times this morning, I've also verified this myself, you know, there are recruits walking into, hopeful gay recruits walking into places trying to enlist and being turned away by recruiters, one specifically Omar Lopez in Austin, Texas. Are you saying, I know you said that DOD is going to be issuing guidance on this, but you seem completely deferential to them. Are you saying the White House has no concern and bears no responsibility for the fact that DOD seems to be out of compliance and potentially in contempt of court?
Well, I'm not a judge or have a legal degree in terms of the last part of the question, Kerry. We have been in and are working with DOJ and DOD regarding the legal questions surrounding the judge's ruling. I expect, as I said earlier, that DOD will have guidance soon, and I would stay tuned to the Department of Justice for news or developments on the legal side.
Have there been any back and forth between the White House and the Pentagon on what to do about this, on the fact that they're, I mean, these recruiters
I don't know the nature of every discussion, Kerry, but the White House counsel has certainly been in touch with the counsel at the Pentagon over the course of the past 48 hours, yes.
And what is the nature of that conversation then?
I've not been in most of those discussions, Kerry. Again, I think they are working through legal issues, and I would point you over to the Department of Defense on that.
Is the president concerned about that? I mean, the fact that the DOD
Absolutely.
isn't. Yep.
Look, as I said to an earlier question, I think the president clearly has been involved in and been in meetings about our policy, about the steps that we're taking. I came out yesterday only after I'd talked to him about the case itself. So yes.
And one last question.
Sure.
Thank you very much. In the lame duck session, you've talked about, you know, being hopeful that the Senate will actually pass this. Will the president actually lobby senators and work to make that happen? I mean, will he be reaching out to people along with Secretary Gates, perhaps?
Well, I know that the president, it's an important priority of the president. It has been for a long time. We've made progress in the House, and I anticipate, yes, that the president will be involved in moving that important piece of legislation that contains a repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell in it.
So actually talking to senators.
I think, again, the president believes it's time for this policy to end. That the best and most durable way for it to happen is through legally repealing it. That's what he's supported. That's what he's worked with members of the House to get passed, and will do so in the Senate as well.
No commitment on talking to senators.
I just said that he would be very actively involved in that. If that, Kerry, involves talking to senators, absolutely. Does that involve staff here talking to the staff of senators? Absolutely. I think you took yes for a no.